How's it going, you guys? Happy you guys are here. It is another pay-per-view here in our UFC save, and it is UFC 276, McGregor versus Lee. This is the first of two consecutive pay-per-views. We've got UFC 277 Till versus Jacare to come later on, but this is a big pay-per-view in and of itself. I mean, there are no title fights on the card. Bear that in mind. But just the state of this card is incredible. Absolutely stacked from top to bottom. I cannot believe this main card that we have. Honestly, 4 out of the 5 fights that are on this main card could main event a show. Honestly. I'm excited about it. Hope you guys are too. McGregor and Kevin Lee in the main event of this pay-per-view. Hope you guys are ready for it. Like I said, Till versus Jacare 2, that's going to be in the next episode. It is our next pay-per-view. I'm excited for that one as well. We got 3 title fights, I should say, on that pay-per-view. But right now, it's all about McGregor versus Lee. Let's go ahead and get it started. Of course, taking place in Nevada. Where else is a Conor McGregor fight going to take place other than maybe Fight Island? Let's get it started with our first prelim, and look at the first prelim. We've got Yushin Thunder Okami taking on Lyoto the Dragon Machida in the middleweight division. 2 vets of the Octagon. Okami is 40 years old. Machida is 43. Okami, number 15 in the world, coming off quite a winning streak actually. Since he's come into the UFC, he's beaten Trevin Giles and Jared Cannonier. So, looking to get back into things, Yushin Okami. So is Lyoto Machida, coming off 2 straight losses to Paulo Costa and Tom Breeze. Finds himself in a prelim. He's 43 years of age. He might be retiring should he lose another couple of fights or so. Let's see what happens. And Lyoto Machida, the Dragon, how about that? A TKO in round number 1 over Yushin Okami. You love to see it. Either two of these guys could retire right now. And he doesn't. Wow, okay. Shout out to Machida. Remember when Lyoto was main eventing on pay-per-views and now he's opening up prelims? Yeah, that's big tough scenes. Tatiana Suarez taking on Courtney Casey in the strawweight division. Courtney Casey, number 11 in the division, coming off, or actually she's coming back up from Invicta. See, that's the thing I like about Invicta. If they're struggling in the UFC, you send them down to Invicta, our feeder promotion, which unfortunately in real life has just cut their ties with the UFC, which I think is a super bad move. They're no longer going to be on UFC Fight Pass, and they're no longer going to be cooperating with the UFC. That's a bad move in my opinion, because women's MMA is tough enough as it is to get any kind of exposure, and now all of a sudden you're going to take the women's promotion off of the UFC Fight Pass? I do not get that. How do you expect women's MMA to move forward, to succeed, to, gain some notoriety? How do you expect these girls to get, exposure if you're taking away their platform? You know what I mean? Because this is a good platform. Look at this. Courtney Casey, for example, loses to Amanda Hebos. Now she has a shitty record at 8-8. She goes down to Invicta, gets 3 straight wins, wins the title in Invicta over Reina Kubota. She comes back, and she's got some momentum on her side. She's ranked in our division now. I think it's good. Nonetheless, she takes on Tatiana Suarez, number 9 in the division. She's coming off a win over Alicia Zappala. And I mean, look at this. She beat Joanna to start out. Lost to Carla Esparza. Lost to Andrade and lost to Rose. That's tough. You love to see it. Wait, you love to see women lose their jobs? Is that what you're saying, Gluttony? I think that's pretty rude, honestly. Tatiana Suarez is the big favorite, and she gets the win via armbar in round number 1. And she's partying, and everyone's invited. Speaking of Jared Cannonier, he takes on Rodolfo Vieira in the middleweight division. Vieira, the number 22 middleweight. We just saw this guy lose to Anthony Fluffy Hernandez last weekend. Was it last weekend? No, it was a couple weekends ago. But this guy just lost. Like, his first loss. He tired himself out, like, literally in the first round. and then Fluffy just turned it on. It was crazy. But here, he's on a 3-fight winning streak, so you never know. Cannonier's had a rough go in this save. I have no idea why. This game undervalues him. He's gotten knocked out twice, and he got submitted by Yushin Okami. So, hopefully he can turn it around, but he's 38 years old. He's on a downswing. It might not be the best of times for Jared Cannonier, and it certainly isn't. He gets submitted by Rodolfo Vieira. You hate to see it. Gina Mazany taking on Julia Avia in the bantamweight division. Julia Avia is 8-4, number 15 in the division, coming off a win over Julia Stoliarenko. Before that was on a 3-fight losing streak. She takes on Gina Mazany, number 13 in the division, coming off a win over Irina Degtyaryeva. Before that, 2-fight losing streak. And Julia Avia improves to 9-5 and beats Julia Avia via unanimous decision. Chris El Guapo Gutierrez, a pretty good fighter in his own right, takes on Joash Honey Badger Walkins. Gutierrez, not ranked, coming off a loss to Mark De La Rosa. Oh, whoopsies. And Honey Badger, 0-2 in the UFC, so he might be facing the chopping block if he loses today. Coming off 2 straight losses to DeMarte Pena and Dana Botgarel. And yikes, Honey Badger Walkins basically saving his job from a split decision victory. I mean, all right, we'll give you another go. You get a win, but no fight team either. That's crazy. Sabina Masso taking on Deanna Bennett in the flyweight division. Bennett 1-0-1 in the UFC, coming off a win over Rinda Kai, of all people. Nice. And Sabina Masso 4-2 in the UFC, coming off a win over Poliana Botello. And Sabina Masso knocks out Deanna Bennett in round number 3. Bennett, 37 years of age, she might get close to retiring. Women, for whatever reason in this game, like to retire around age 38, 35, whereas men will wait until they're like 43. It's kind of weird. Moving on, Stamp Fairtex. This girl is currently in 1 fighting championship. She's a really good prospect in real life, even though she just lost for the first time. Taking on the current Invicta Atomweight champion, Alicia Zappala. She is in our strawweight division. Look at that, 4'11". She's a tiny one. Half pint is right. She's coming off a loss to Tatiana Suarez, but before that beat Alexandra Albu and Alexa Grasso. Fairtex is 5-0. 1-0 in the UFC after beating Jessica Delboni. And this is honestly kind of bad matchmaking on my part. 2 pretty young prospects really should be protected, not be fighting each other. But it's a good matchup either way. Even though Zappala is a huge favorite, but the underdog, Stamp Fairtex, knocks out Alicia Zappala in round 3. Stays undefeated at 6-0. She's mid-level national in Asia. That's incredible. She could literally main event a card in Asia if we wanted her to. Next, Carol Hossa takes on Julia Stoliarenko in the bantamweight division, and Stoliarenko gets the victory. She is now, well, she was coming off a loss to Avia, gets a win there. Moving on, Rob Font taking on Thomas Almeida in the bantamweight division. Number 20 bantamweight is Thomas Almeida, and he's currently scheduled to fight Sean O'Malley, actually. That should be a pretty interesting fight. He's on a 3-fight winning streak. Johnny Eduardo, Darion Caldwell, and Casey Kenny. Yeah, RBM, I actually am planning on recording those fight cards. I think it's awesome. I want to see more MMA, you know, in the hands of the American public, you know. I want to be able to watch one championship on TNT. I think that's awesome. Be able to see Eddie Alvarez, be able to see Mighty Mouse on national television, you know? It's only good, you know what I mean? There's nothing bad that comes of it. You know, more MMA, oh, you're going to saturate the market. Whatever. Let the people decide what they want to watch, whether it's one, whether it's UFC, whether it's Bellator, whether it's PFL. It's all good. It's all exposure for these fighters who need it, you know? At the end of the day, the casual fans are probably going to just watch UFC anyways. But for me, I love the idea of being able to watch one on TNT or PFL on ESPN2, you know? Like, or Bellator even on Showtime, even though I don't have Showtime, but good for them, I guess. Rob Fonts, who in real life I believe is calling out TJ Dillashaw. That'd be a pretty fun fight. But he's coming off a 2-fight losing streak here. And Thomas Almeida knocks out Rob Font in round number 2. Oh yeah, On Long Son. He is pretty good as well. I believe, is he their bantamweight champion? He is pretty good. And they have a lot of good guys. They have a lot of people that I've signed in this save. That's evident to the fact that they have a pretty good promotion. Last prelim as Gavin Tucker takes on Khamzat Dalgiev. Take a look here. Tucker on a 4-fight winning streak, and in real life, he's doing pretty well for himself as well. I believe Gavin Tucker is fighting Dan Ige in a couple weeks or so. I'm not 100% sure. And Dalgiev, Ricardo Ramos, Arnold Allen. Some 2 really good wins for him, both by knockout. And he is a huge favorite over Gavin Tucker. Yikes. And with good reason. TKO in round number 1 for Khamzat Dalgiev. Only gonna keep that going up. Yikes. This guy is gonna be a force to be reckoned with. We have reached the main card. Everyone, give me your $60. I'll take it. Thank you very much. Dominick Reyes taking on Johnny Walker in our first main card fight. Johnny Walker in real life has come into a little bit of a cold spell, but here in game, lost to Alexander Rakic, and after that, beat Eric Anders, beat Ryan Spann, and then moved up to heavyweight and knocked out Ben Rothwell, retired Ben Rothwell, in 35 seconds on the last McGregor card. So this guy is no stranger to the McGregor card. Low-level national, high-level regional in America. Dominick Reyes. This guy just loves to lose to John Jones. He lost to John Jones via unanimous decision for the title. Beat Anthony Smith. And then I said, you know what? He deserves the rematch. John Jones again. He gets submitted in round number 3. Then he knocks out Phil Davis and knocks out Volkan Oezdemir. The thing is, as long as John Jones is still champion, he's not going to fight for the title. He can't. No way. So he's kind of in limbo. He's kind of like Curtis Blades right now. Like, if Ngannou had won, if Ngannou were to have won the title, and if Blades were to have beaten Derek Lewis, I still don't think that Blades fights for the title if it's Ngannou. We've already seen him get murked by him twice. That's where Dominick Reyes is. He's in a very unfortunate position. Or Johnny Walker can beat Reyes right now, and then we've never seen Johnny Walker fight John Jones, and that could be interesting. Never mind. Well, by the way, I see you, RBM. I will be reporting you to Dana White. You're not going to be streaming this on 4chan. He will come after you. Dominick Reyes knocks out Johnny Walker in round number 1. And, yeah, very unfortunate. You said my guy will beat John Jones? Will beat him Jones? What are you talking about, Gluttony? Nice to see you, by the way. He says he's happy with the finish. His punching power is one of his main weapons. I wonder if Reyes could jump down to middleweight. That'd be interesting. Up next, it is the rematch from a fight that I saw live in person. One of the best title fights I've ever seen. Kamaru Usman and Colby Chaos Covington. At the 170 division, Colby is coming off 2 wins over Rory McDonald and Warley Alves. Lost to GSP for the title. Usman, on the other hand, is coming off a loss to Leon Edwards. Before that, beat Tyron Woodley. Lost the title to GSP. This is an interesting fight. And Usman is the favorite, which makes me very curious. With how good Colby has been, does a win over Colby grant you a title shot? We'll have to see based off of our rankings. Someone's talking about Usman and who she should fight in real life. Honestly, because we've never seen it before, I would love to see Usman fight Wonderboy. I just want to see fights that haven't happened before, because then they're more exciting to me, you know? Because he can fight Masvidal again. And it'll be exciting because people want to see that fight. And, oh, Masvidal didn't get a full training camp. So if he gets a full training camp, he'll be more dangerous to... No. Nope. I doubt it. Zero. The exact same thing will happen if Masvidal has 2 days to train or 2 months to train. That is in my opinion. I just don't see any situation where Masvidal beats Usman other than a winging right hook or something, you know? I feel like Usman beats him 9 out of 10 times. But the thing is, we've never seen Wonderboy fight Usman. Usman's basically cleaned out the division. And he cleaned it out on the way up, too, you know? He's fought a bunch of guys already in the top 15. The only thing they all have in common is that they've lost to Usman. But I'd love to see him fight Wonderboy. Mainly because Wonderboy is my boy, and I'd love to see him get a title shot, get some recognition. Masvidal can fight Nate Diaz and make a lot of money, you know? Let that do its thing. Either way, Colby Covington, Kamaru Usman. This could be a main event on its own. And look at that. Ooh, wow, a split decision. The Nigerian Nightmare Kamaru Usman beats Colby Covington via split decision. I wonder what Kamaru is going to say. He isn't happy with the result and felt it should have been a unanimous decision. Wow. So Usman with a big win over Covington. I mean, what's next for him? Donald Cowboy Cerrone taking on Khabib Nurmagomedov. I mean, Cowboy, he's coming off a win over Rustam Khabilov. Lost to Kevin Lee before that. Before that, beat Dan Hooker. Beat Francisco Trinaldo. Khabib, on the other hand, since he's lost the title, it's been rough. Beat Tony Ferguson to defend the title. Got knocked out by McGregor. And then he fought Gregor for the title. We were planning the CONOR rematch, but then CONOR lost to Gregor. So it was like, okay, Khabib, just fight for the title again, I guess. And then he loses. He gets submitted in the first round by Gillespie. And then he beats Dan Hooker. So this is Khabib's kind of like second fight back to normalcy, you know? Oh boy, RBM has a paragraph for me. I love Wonderboy. I don't think he has enough wins to be a straight up contender. If Leon beats Muhammad, I think it was Thompson, but if Mia. Really? I doubt Muhammad would get a fight off, like the title fight off of beating Leon. Because he just beat Diego Lima. And the thing is, if he beats Leon, then everyone can just say, oh, well, Leon really wasn't all that good anyways. Ugh. I don't know. Wonderboy. I love Wonderboy. I want to see him fight for the title. It is what it is. Cerrone taking on Khabib. And it's a close one. Betting line. That's weird. Wow. What's up with Khabib? Donald Cowboy Cerrone TKOs Khabib Nurmagomedov. That literally never would happen. That was never happened. Nonetheless. Yeah, it does seem like Khabib is bad in this game for some reason. And I think it's because, well, let's take a look at his skills. I mean, is it the chin maybe? Because, I mean, his stats are not bad, you know? Recuperation maybe? But like all of his stuff is good. Like his wrestling is... Why is his wrestling only at 90%? It should be way better. I don't know. The mod makers are sleeping on Khabib. It's not even like his stats are bad. Ground and pounder, loves to wrestle, handles pressure. So you'd think he'd be able to handle big situations. I mean, he loves to wrestle, ground and pounder, volatile. Why is it saying he's a trash talker? Oh, during fights, yes. Why is it saying he's volatile? He's not. Trash talker, sure, but Khabib's not a dick in real life. That's crazy. He doesn't have enough heart. 60, 65. I mean, maybe. How are we even supposed to know? He's never even been in trouble. Yes, this is #1 bullshit. Cowboy Cerrone wins. Now he's gonna go get drunk and probably do some cowboy shit up in Colorado. Co-main events of the evening. In the heavyweight division, Junior Dos Santos taking on Anthony Rumble Johnson. Rumble, the #8 heavyweight in the division, coming off a loss to Francis Ngannou. On the other side, you have Junior Dos Santos coming off a big win over Fedor Emelianenko. And he was in line for a title shot until he lost to Tai Tuivasa. I don't know if a win over Rumble does it, but it'd be a big win nonetheless. Junior Dos Santos and Rumble Johnson in the co-main event, and it's a knockout for Anthony Rumble Johnson in round #3. And he says he wants to fight Tai Tuivasa. Interesting. And it is now time for the main event of the evening. Kevin Lee, who is favored, takes on Conor McGregor. That is incredible. Kevin Lee has had an up and down save. Beat Islam, which should happen in real life. Lost to Dominick Cruz. That was a tough one. That was bad. Because Dominick Cruz was coming up from bantamweight to fight at lightweight. It was on like a week's notice too. Loses to Taisimov. Yeah, I'm surprised Kevin Lee is favored to win as well. Then he beats Michael Johnson, beats Cowboy Cerrone. Conor McGregor beat Justin Gaethje, knocked out Khabib for the title, lost to Gregor and lost the title, and then he beat Nate Diaz in the trilogy fight. I can't believe he got TKO'd by Gregor Gillespie. That's still wild. Why is Gregor Gillespie so good in this game? Let's go ahead and get this started. The main event of the evening. It would be insane if Kevin Lee beat Conor. McGregor doesn't touch gloves. He's an asshole. Leg kick from Kevin Lee. McGregor walking forward. They come together to strike. Lee maintains his guard. The two fighters engage. Low kick doesn't connect. A good right hand halfway through round #1. McGregor initiates an exchange of strikes, counter lefts. Both fighters meeting in the center. Nothing really going on. A minute left to go in the round. Not much going on. It is a 5-round fight. Keep that in mind. Leg kick fails to land. Left cross just misses for Kevin Lee. Scores a jab. Both guys are just exchanging gabs. And round 1 comes to an end. And it apparently went to McGregor. Left hand lands for McGregor. McGregor starting to get tired already. Ooh. McGregor with a leg kick? Lee goes for a takedown and he gets it. Wow. Okay. Kevin Lee. Keeping it short, peppering him with strikes. McGregor starts to scramble. Uh-oh. Ooh, Lee almost got into north-south choke. Lee peppering him with some strikes. Lee pounds away. And round 2 ends. Kevin Lee wins the second round. Interesting. Interesting. Trying to exchange strikes. Manages a counter jab. Not doing much damage. Both fighters meet in the center. Counter left hand for Kevin Lee. Halfway through round number 3, not much going on. Quick strike in a straight. Kick to the thigh area. Right hand landed cleanly. 1-2 from McGregor, fails to land. Oh no, those leg kicks are getting to Conor. Oh no, a slam from Kevin Lee. He slams Conor McGregor to end the 3rd round, and Kevin Lee is winning the fight, and Conor McGregor is limping on his leg. I mean, if Kevin Lee can keep going with those leg kicks. Ooh, almost gets a head kick. The crowd is urging on McGregor. Head kick. Wow! Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 33 seconds of round number 4, declaring the winner by knockout, the Motown Phenom, Kevin Lee. Hey, Gregor, where are you at? I'll knock your ass out again. I mean, I don't know if it's worthy of a title shot. Do you guys feel like Conor McGregor would want to run this back? I feel like he would. Kevin Lee is calling out Charles Oliveira. Kevin Lee knocks out Conor McGregor. 27,000 in attendance in Nevada. 28 million on pay-per-view. Popularity increases all around. I mean, yeah, gotta give Fight of the Night to the main event. It was incredible. Performance bonuses. Let's give it to Cowboy. And Thomas, no. And Dalgiev. Your top earners were Conor McGregor, Lyoto, Machida, and Junior Dos Santos. Kevin Lee only made $48,000. Gluttony says Kevin Lee should get a title shot. Well, see, the thing is, RBM is right. Kevin does need one more big win. But the thing is, I don't think either of them are going to be fighting each other soon. Because if you take a look at this, coming up in a couple of months in game, we're going to have our super lightweight tournament. We're going to make a 165 division. And unless one of these guys catapults into the top 3 somehow, and I don't know if they're going to do it from this fight, unless one of them catapults into the top 3, they're going to be participating in that tournament. And losing basically cements the fact that Conor McGregor is going to be in that tournament. because he's not really going to go any further than like maybe number 10, number 9, you know, from losing. But Kevin Lee was only like number 12, so he's going to be in the tournament now. And they may meet again at some point as a result. 16 fighter tournament. The thing that's going to suck with that is it's going to be like, it's going to be hard to like, I don't know how to word this. It's going to take time to get that tournament done. Let's update our rankings and see what's up. Dos Santos moves down to 8. Johnson's up at number 4. Light heavyweight Johnny Walker moves down to number 9. Dominick Reyes still number 3. I'm telling you, he's not going to be able to fight John Jones. That's what sucks. Glover Teixeira is next in line. He deserves it. At middleweight, Lyoto Machida moves all the way up to number 11. Wow. Cannonier down to 22. And Okami down to 21. Welterweight, Usman up to number 4. Colby down to number 8. GSP is back at number 10. And so here's the thing. At the beginning of May, we're going to determine who's going to be fighting in this tournament. So as of right now, number 4 to number 11 are going to be fighting in the tournament for the welterweights. So Usman, Wonderboy, Leon, Ponzinibbio, Colby Covington, Warley Alves, fucking GSP, and Mike Perry. And that's just the welterweights. At lightweight, it's the same thing. So it'd be Jakashi. Oh, Habib. That's right. Habib is now in the welterweight division because he missed weight. Habib might not be in that tournament anymore because he's not ranked. That's wild. So at lightweight, it would be Jakashi, Cowboy, Poirier, Kevin Lee, McGregor, Yaquinta, Moicano, and Charles Oliveira. Kevin Lee only moves up to number 7, and he wants to fight Charles Oliveira. I think that's crazy. I mean, he's not going to fight him. That's insane. But I mean, just a lineup of fights that can happen. You know, it's insane. And so I think what I'm going to end up doing is number 4 at welterweight will fight number 11 at lightweight. So it'd be Usman versus Oliveira. And it'd be Jakashi versus Mike Perry. It'd be Wonderboy versus Moicano. And it'd be Cerrone. It'd be Cowboy Cerrone versus GSP. Like, there's some insane matchups that can happen as a result of this tournament. At featherweight, Dalgiev moves up to number 20. Bantamweight, Almeida up to number 12. Flyweight, no movements. Bantamweight, Norma Dumont is going to be brought up from Invicta. Because look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-fight winning streak. And she won the title and defended it in Invicta. She defeated Nico Montano for the title. High-level regional. She got a little popular. A lot of momentum on her side. Good for her. Also, Kaliso Sangsorn. I believe this is our first homegrown Invicta fighter that we're bringing up. This is our first regen Invicta fighter that we're bringing up to the UFC. She's a bantamweight. She can fight at a featherweight. And she went 7-0 in Invicta. Good for her. Nothing at flyweight. At strawweight, Suarez moves up to 5. Zappala down to 16. Fairtex up to 20. Let's check our emails and see what's popping. Almeida needs to be renewed. Let's go ahead and renew him. By the way, any news coming from my guy, we'll go ahead and check that in a little bit. Colby Covington. We'll do that after the episode is done being recorded. Of course, we're going to keep Colby Covington. Cannonier. Ooh. He's still ranked. He's on a 4-fight losing streak. But he's still ranked. So, I mean, we're going to keep Cannonier, but, bro, a couple more losses and you're done. Kevin Lee coming off probably the best win of his career. Definitely going to be keeping you, sir. Chris Gutierrez, I believe, coming off 2 losses. Yeah, we'll re-sign him, but he's on thin ice for sure. Sabina Masso coming off a win. We got to keep our women fighters long term. You already know. Walkin saved his job by getting a win. So good for him. He wants more money. Sure. Alright, Stamp Fairtex, you don't need to be on my short list anymore. Whew. Alright, you guys, that is going to do it for this episode. The next time I see you will be for UFC 277, Till versus Jacare. If you're watching on Twitch, stay tuned. That's going to be coming up right now. I'll see you guys later.